bum bum da 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 bum bum da. Y'all, this is not my lighting or my angle. There we go. That's better. Huh, Sherm? Huh. It looks like he's not looking at me, but he's looking straight at me. Like a weirdo. Oh, sweet boy. Anyway, it's super early in the morning, as you guys can probably tell. I started 2 Netgalley books yesterday because I was on set and we have some time to read. The first is All the Things We Left. Guys, no idea what that book is called. Okay, I'm gonna make it pop right here so you guys will know what I'm talking about, but basically it's a post-apocalyptic male romance about like kind of like Any Signs of Life. If you guys remember that Netgalley vlog, there is basically a virus like COVID. It's not called COVID, but it's like COVID, and essentially it takes out a lot of the population. So these 2 teenage boys kind of like find each other in the aftermath and they're trying to survive. So far I'm only a little bit into it, I think 20% or so. And at first it wasn't gripping me because like I wasn't vibing with like the main characters, just like his character. I'm like, okay, you're trying to be like too funny, you know what I mean? You don't have to work for comedy, okay? It should just be natural. I wasn't vibing with him, but I was like, look, I'm gonna give this a good chance. So I'm gonna keep reading because I think there is gonna be some kind of conflict with other humans. So like kind of like, I don't know if they're like, you know, hunter killers or what, but someone is basically outside of the house that these 2 guys are in right now, and they're like, I don't want to say stalking them, but definitely like staking out the house. So there's gonna be some kind of conflict there, and then I think it'll be interesting to kind of see how they move forward with like the romantic relationship. So I had to put that one down for a sec because I was just like, I'm not vibing. So we'll see if I finish that one. I'm not sure. The other one that I started was Blood Scion, and I am getting big, I mean like huge, Children of Blood and Bone, Children of Vengeance and Virtue vibes for this. And I believe it's because it's based off of the same kind of like, I don't know if it's West African, I'm not exactly sure what part or what folklore it is, but it's definitely like African folklore because they talk about Orisha, which if you guys have read A Children of Blood and Bone, that's like the thing, you know what I mean? And the powers of the main character of this book are similar to some powers that were described in Children of Blood and Bone. So it'll be really fun to kind of see the differences in that storyline as opposed to Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance, because I did like those 2 books. So I'm excited to see. Look at him, he really said, Mom. Okay, stop licking me. Ugh. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So far, the premise is pretty much the same. The mom has disappeared and the grandfather is taking care of the main character, who is a young woman. And the oppressors don't like magic. They're trying to get rid of magic. So anyone with magic, they're trying to kill them. And her village has been burned down. It's like literally the same premise as The Children of Blood and Bone. So I was excited for this book until it started being like the same story. So I'm gonna need it to have some stark differences, you know what I mean? I'm gonna need it to do way more than it's doing, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited for it. So that's the tea right now. Obviously, like, this lighting is horrible. It is 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready for work, as I do, and that's why I got these baggos under my eyes. But I am going to be reading those 2 books today and hopefully getting through a huge chunk of both of them. So I'll be able to report back to you guys. I don't know if I will be able to report on set. We'll see, because like yesterday was pretty busy. We'll see about that. But if not, then I'll check in tonight or tomorrow morning at 4:30 when I have to do all this over again for work. Okay, cool. That's the update. I'll see you guys at the 50. Sherman says good morning. Sweet baby. He wants to be held so bad, but like I'm literally about to leave. Oh, I love you. So dark in this room, I don't know what to do about this. Okay, I have my face cream on, so don't judge me too hard. I use like a little vitamin C under my eyes to like make it not as dark. Anyway, so I just wanted to check in about the Netgalley books that I'm reading right now because, guys, it's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good. What really can I say other than my initial kind of fears are what is holding me back from enjoying these two books. I got really mad this morning because I was reading, what is that book called? Y'all, I gotta look. Hold on. All That's Left in the World. I got really mad at this book because there's a part where like people come and steal from our main characters, and my gut reaction, if it's a life or death situation and I'm in here trying to protect me and my people and you're trying to steal from me, it's gonna be a bot, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I've got a GUN, you know, and I know how to use it, which I do. So I just got really frustrated in that moment because I'm like, if you two fellers have ammunition and goons, then why are we not like using it? Why are we not defending ourselves? I don't know. They got all their food stolen, y'all. It's not looking good. And I just don't really care because it seemed so stupid the way that they lost it. You know what I mean? So I just don't know if I'm invested enough. I'm like very mad. Or I was this morning. Like now I'm like, I could drop that book and not care. Not give a care. I think I'm like 40% in, 38%, something like that. I'll double check and confirm. But that's how far I'm into that. And then Blood Scion, I just don't think I'm far enough in to really DNF it yet. I'm only at like 18%. Let me check these percentages really quick. I overestimated. Blood Scion, I'm only 9% in. I'm just like bored to tears. And All That's Left in the World, I'm at 32%. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going with All That's Left in the World for another 40%. I mean, another 40%? I'm hilarious. Another 8% to get to 40. And then for Blood Scion, I'm going to give it a good 30. The thing is, it's a fantasy, so like, you know, a lot's going on. But like, if you don't care about what's going on, it's like for those of you who've read House of Earth and Blood, Earth and Sky, and y'all are like, there's so much world building, but like, why do we care if it doesn't relate to the characters? That's how I'm feeling right now with this book. I'm like, okay, but let's get into it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's making me really appreciate Children of Blood and Bone because my main complaint with the first book was that there was just like, it was just chaotic. Like they were just going left and right, back and forth, all up, traveling up and down. And I was like, it's too much. Like they're doing too much. But like in this one, they're doing too little. They're not doing enough. So that's where I'm at with that. But the good news is this, y'all. I just got Netgalley arcs from Penguin Teen, our friends at Penguin Teen. Good old James, shout out to you for a book called Love Decoded, which is a YA contemporary romance about a young girl who basically designs an app that like finds you love, and she may or may not have like a thing for her bestie. So that's gonna be super cute little romance. And then we got the arc for Sundial by, I think it's Katrina, I forget her last name. I need to look up what that book's about, but I'll get into it when I read that one first. I'll probably start reading Love Decoded because like I just need something fun like to read because these other two books are like weighing me down. I'm like, what is even happening? Like I'm not even interested at all in these other two. So I'm gonna start Love Decoded I think tomorrow when I'm on set, and then I'll check in and let you guys know how that's going. But the premise sounds super cute. Yeah, and that's it. Currently I'm 0 for 2. I'm DNFing currently the other two until I, you know, decide to pick them back up, if I pick them back up in this vlog. We'll see. Okay, anyway, so that's the check-in. Sorry, guys, it was kind of long, but, you know, I have to let y'all know. And, like, I really am not kidding when I say I'm DNFing this year. Like, I really don't have time for this stuff. So, anyway, okay, I'll see you guys at the next check-in. Honestly, the lighting could be better, but the whole vibe of this vlog is like bad freaking lighting when we do check-in. So, first of all, Monica's here. Say hi, Monica. This is all we do is peace signs, y'all.
Oh, hello. I thought it was a quick pan over. I didn't realize it was going to be like this for a long period of time. But hi.
Anyway, okay, so we're at the 50% mark of Love Decoded. Love Decoded, because I realized I was saying it like Dakota when Monique repeated exactly how I said it. So it's Love Decoded. Because she loves to make fun of my mother effing accent. Anyway, so 50%. I'm not gonna lie, okay? When I first started this book, I was like, a little cheesy. I don't know about it. But then it started getting real good, y'all. It started getting real good. Like, first of all, our main character is learning how to be a matchmaker in present day New York. Like, she's like a 16-year-old girl. And her auntie is a matchmaker. And so she's learning how to do that. So then she takes these like tools from the matchmaking service and she decides to build an app to like match people up. So that's the premise of the book. And it is going off the wall, okay? Because she's got like a BFF that's a cute, hot guy, okay? And clearly he's in love with her, I'm thinking. But then a new boy in town moves back from Singapore, Joey, and he's got something going on. I think he's got something going on with her arch nemesis, Anna, because every time they're together, there's like some kind of like something, you know what I mean? And then Etta has a love interest too. So I'm just like very invested. I'm very invested in the story. I need to know, like, is the app going to do well? Who's going to get with who? Is Joey going to be a player forever? Because what killed me is she said, when I knew this boy 4 years ago, he had pimples all over his face and braces and thick glasses and blah, 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 blah. He was very insecure. And then he comes back and he's like a player, right? And I'm like, Joey, you can't be acting like this, all right? You were in Singapore, but like, you're in New York now, my guy. Anyway, I'm just having a good time. I just wanted to check in and say that this book is going way better than the other two books that I've DNF'd so far. And it's a fun time. YA contempt. We're having a good time. That's all I can say. All right, I'm going to check in at the ends. Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so let me take these bad boys off. I wanted to update you on Love Decoded. Okay, so I finished it, not last night, but the night before. And y'all, this book is so good, like in a very unexpected way. Like, it's not like anything super crazy, but I just really vibed with it. Like, I truly loved this book, and that's all I can really say. It's a YA contemporary, whatever. I was a little sus about it at first. I was kind of like, oh, is this gonna be like too young for me? Like, is it gonna read super young? Because I am not young anymore, so I can't relate. But it actually ended up being really, really good. There's like a matchmaking element to it. Our main character is Chinese and she's very well off. So like there's kind of like this posh New York kind of like lifestyle that is attached to our main character. So that was really, really cool to see. Plus the matchmaking element that has just been kind of like this job that has been passed down through the women in her family for like years and years and years. So she's pretty much expected to do this, but she ends up being like a really good coder, like on the computer. And so she's kind of got to figure out, how can I like pick or like maybe do both? And that's the premise of this book, because she ends up developing like a matchmaking app. So it was really good. I really liked it. There even was like a little bit of romance, but it wasn't like super steamy or like about the romance really. It was really about the growth of the main character. And I just really liked it. I liked the whole entire character arc. I liked the setting. I liked the plot, like very original. And I just had a really good time with it. There's also this other layer of like chronic illness, because her mom is chronically ill. So she also has like that representation, plus she herself is like not like a caretaker in the sense of like an adult would be, like doing every single thing for the mom, but she does like take care of her mom a lot because her dad travels for work. So he's, I gotta go see you later. And, you know, she's like, okay, I'm the only one who can take care of mom. So she does also have like a caretaking element to this story too, which I really enjoyed. So all in all, I had a good time. And I feel like I personally learned a lot from this. Not like in a sense of like, oh, I'm learning about the culture. I mean, I did, but like, I'm talking about like just as a person, as a human being, like morally being a better person. Like, that's what I feel like I learned. It was a good time. Was she a little silly with the romance? Like, you know what I mean? When a guy is hanging out with you all the time, he probably likes you. And if he's not, he probably doesn't. Anyway, so that is Love Decoded. I had such a good time. It like totally brought me out of my Netgalley slump, because let me tell you, these other two books I was trying to get through, y'all, I was like, nah, this is not it. I'm not having a good time. So I think officially I am gonna be like DNFing those two. All that's left in the world, like hard DNF. Like, I'm just not interested in that story. I mean, if I come back to it before it expires, I come back to it. I'll talk about it. But yeah, and then Blood Scion, I'm just like not in the mood for like Children of Blood and Bone round 2. You know what I mean? When it's not their story. So I need to either like give that time to read, or just like say, nah, I'm not going back to it. So that's my thoughts on that. It's not like horrible writing. It's just like very similar. So I'm kind of just like, I can see it being based on the same myths and the same lore of that region, but also, like I said, there are like a lot of things that very similar. I felt like I was reading the same exact story, and like if I wanted to do that, I would just reread Children of Blood and Bone. So anyway, that's the tea on that. So I do want to read one more book for this vlog. I was recommended this, I guess, by Jéla, unless she's lying to me. If she's lying to me, it wouldn't surprise me, because I feel like she plays games with me all the time. But I think it was her who recommended me this book. It's Sundial by Katrina Ward. I don't know why I did this when I could just pop it up right here. I'm hilarious. Like, am I a booktuber? Anyway, so I'm gonna be reading this book, and I truly just got it because I was like, oh, someone recommended this book to me. I had no idea, literally no idea what it was about, but I'll read it to you guys. Okay, so Sundial is a new twisty psychological horror novel from internationally best-selling author of The Last House on Needless Street. You can't escape what's in your blood. All Rob wanted was a normal life. She almost got it too. A husband, 2 kids, a nice house in the suburbs. But Rob fears that her oldest daughter, Callie, who collects tiny bones and whispers to imaginary friends. Oh, she fears her oldest daughter, sorry. I was reading too fast. Rob sees a darkness in Callie, one that reminds her too much of the family she left behind. She decides to take Callie back to her childhood home, to Sundial, deep in the Mojave Desert, and there she will have to make a terrible choice. The mother and daughter embark on a dark desert journey to the past in the hopes of redeeming their future. No idea. It's blurbed by so many like thriller authors though, like Alex Michaelides, Joe Hill, which we know from our trivia a couple videos ago that is Stephen King's son, and it is in the horror general fiction adult genre, you know? So what am I even gonna be reading? I have literally no idea, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a fun time. So I'm gonna start that because I have one more day until the end of this vlog. Like, I gotta be done with it. So I'm gonna read that, and I'll check in with you guys at the 50%. Like I said, I have literally 0 expectations, which probably means it's gonna be a ballpark 5 stars. You know what I mean? Whenever the expectations are down here, that's when it ends up being the best book ever. Like, Love Decoded had 0 expectations. That book ended up being so good. So yeah, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna stop talking, and I'll check in with you guys at the 50. I don't think I'll get to it tonight because it's 6 o'clock and I have things to do. But if I do, like, if it's really crazy, y'all will see. Let me know. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay guys, so I am 50% into Sundial, and like, what can I really say at this point? It's a very engaging read. I'm reading it very quickly. I feel like a ton has happened, and it's definitely given off like creepy vibes. Like, I don't really know what's going on right now, but like in a good way, not like in an I'm angry, I don't know what's going on kind of way. More of like, it could literally be anything at this point in time. It could literally be anything. Like, I'm not sure if it's trauma or if it's like a gene that these people have, but like something weird is going on. I'm not making any sense. Okay, so basically what's happening is this woman, Rob, she is having difficulties with her oldest daughter, Callie, because Callie likes to collect animal bones. And so you've got Rob's POV as the mother, and then you've got Callie's POV as the daughter. And I think she's like 12 or something. She's like not very, very old. But it's just so interesting how things are happening and you're seeing both POVs, because in that moment, the person's POV that you're in, that person is the person that's right at the moment. Does that mean they're both a little crazy? And then there's like a possible like abusive relationship with the husband. I'm not really sure like what's going on with him. Like, I know he's not nice, okay, that is that, but like there are some secrets I think between him and his wife, and then secrets that like the wife is keeping from her past, and then secrets that he is keeping from his past, and it's like a really weird game of cat and mouse. I kind of like hate them together, so I'm hoping that like something happens with them, but the story's not really super centered about them. It's really just about her and Callie kind of like tiptoeing around each other, and then also getting this backstory of Sundial, which is the name of kind of like the desert compound that Rob grew up on when she was younger with her family. So as you can imagine, kind of like growing up in the middle of the desert alone, being homeschooled, that can be a little isolating. Add into the mix the fact that her dad was doing like experiments on dogs about kind of like temperament training. They would take really bad dogs and make them do like surgery and training and insert like bacterial electrodes or something like that to make them into good dogs. Apparently that was like a science experiment by the CIA in the 60s. I had no idea. That's like what her dad does, or did, I guess, when she was growing up. So like there's also another layer of them dealing with that at the compound. So there's lots of layers to this. And then also they used to live by like a puppy farm. So that was a whole thing too, because like they would take the puppies that the puppy farm was gonna kill, I guess, and like try and train them or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I'm very frazzled, but the point of this 50% check-in is that I'm having a good time. It is definitely creepy, but not like super creepy. Like I'm just kind of like on the edge of my seat about what the secret is. So once the secret comes out, or the secrets come out, that's when we'll know if this is a really good book. So far at 50%, it is a good book. I mean, it started picking up like quick, y'all. Like it started picking up, I'm gonna say like 30%. It was picking up. I was like, I can't put it down. I don't even know what's going on, but like, I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, there are like some other things that are happening, but I don't wanna really like spoil it. You guys can just kind of experience it as you read the book, but it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm like still thinking about it. I'm like, what am I reading right now? And I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be like supernatural or if it's just going to be regular. Like, are ghosts coming into play, or is it all a figment of their imagination? We'll find out, guys. We'll freaking find out soon. I'm blowing through it. I think I'm going to finish it tonight. So that's the 50% check-in. I will check back in with you guys at 100. I'm thinking this is gonna end well, like as that I'm gonna enjoy it. Definitely creepy, definitely crazy. I'm just like, what's going on? Anyway, all right, that's really all I have to report. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, so I finished Sundial. 5 out of 5 stars, y'all. It was incredibly insane, but in a very, very good way. And all the things that happened in the end, it all lined up so that it made sense. It wasn't like a crazy twist or anything. Like it's all stuff that made a lot of sense. Because you know when you're reading like a thriller or like a psychological thriller or whatever, the ending just like comes out of nowhere and you're like, bro, what is this? Like, it was not like that at all. It was so well written. I can't even like describe it to you guys. Like, and I'm not a thriller reader, so I feel like the weight of this rating is like nothing to people. Like, people are like, oh, okay, yeah, Christine gave it a 5 stars. She gives everything 5 stars. But I'm telling you, this book was so good. It was so good. Like, it really makes you think about a lot. Like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, what the junk did I just read? Oh, it was so good. And it was such a simple simple plot. Highly recommend. I can't like really tell you much about it because obviously it would give everything away, but it was so good. Like I think I'm gonna buy this book just so I can reread it and like go back and see all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm seriously considering tabbing this. Am I a horror fan? It is a little graphic, I'm thinking. So there's that warning. It's also sad. It deals with a lot of mental health trauma. And this is making it sound incredibly heavy, but the book is basically just about the mystery of like what the secret is. Like remember I was telling you guys, I was like, we're trying to figure out what the thing is. The payoff was so good. The payoff was so good. I think it could even be categorized as like unreliable narrator maybe, because it's like the two POVs, and kind of like what I was saying is you're juggling like this parental POV versus like this child's POV, and then like kind of figuring out more and more about the mom as you have like these flashback paragraphs. If I'm not explaining it well, I'm sorry, I'm really tired, but it was a 5 out of 5. It was really good. Like I highly recommend, like if you like psychological thrillers set in the desert dealing with the past, this is the book for you. This is the book for you. Anyway guys, I hope that made sense. 5 out of 5. So all in all, I DNF'd the first 2 books I read for this vlog. Obviously All That's Left in the World and Blood Scion, I'm just gonna put those down for a minute, and if I pick them back up I'll talk about them in another vlog, but like for right now we're not reading them. Okay, so then move on to Love Decoded. I really like that book. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 4.5. I did. I gave it a 4.5. Look at me remembering things. And then obviously Sundial was 5 stars. Like 5 stars. Like my new favorite thriller. Not to be confused though with Razorblade Tears, because that truly is the greatest thriller of all time. But that's like a revenge plot. That's like a revenge plot. This was like a horror thriller. Horror gore. I just know it was psychological thriller and I liked it. Overall, pretty good month. Obviously it didn't start off well, but the 2 books that I read in the end saved it in the end. So that is the Netgalley vlog for this month. If you guys have read any of these books, like you guys have gotten the arcs, and you have any advice maybe for the books that I DNF'd, let me know. But yeah, like I said, I just wasn't vibing with them. So but other than the DNFs, I did have a really good time. I had a really good month. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna sign off here because I really gotta go to bed. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me for this vlog. If you like this video, give it a like for me, comment down below. Like I said, if you guys have read any of these books or are excited for any of these books, and subscribe if you want to support me and Monique on this channel, and turn on that notification bell if you don't want to miss another video from us. And until our next one, I will see you guys next time. Are you ready to go to bed? Say good night. Yeah, it's time for bed. Bye.